This is a download from BFM 89.9, the business station.
Good morning, this is Freda Liu. You're listening to Raise Your Game. Small Fish Conquering the Big Pond, written by Leow Leik Hong, talks about ways to improve your marketing results in a competitive environment. A former engineer, Leik Hong is a sales consultant, trainer, and coach. I was reading your book, Leik Hong, and you talk a lot about finding niches. How easy or difficult is that?
It depends on businesses, but it's not that difficult for businesses to find their niche. Just go to an example in my book. There's a car workshop actually in Sungai Petani. Normally, if you visit a car workshop, a car workshop open around 10, after 10, all right? But majority people go to work by early morning, 7 or 8 in the morning. So if we advise that company to open slightly early than normal people. So they decided to open their shop from 8 a.m.
Right.
So surprisingly, after changing the operating hour, their leads inquiry improved by 400%. 4 times more. So just imagine how many people need car services early in the morning in Sungai Petani. So this is one of the examples that you don't have to spend a lot of money in refurbish your company or redesign your business model. Sometimes you just need a little bit creativity and adjust the small little thing, and it created your niche, because you have to understand what your customer are frustrated about and solve those kind of problems. So creating a niche is just as simple as that.
Okay, so we are very interesting. You just by opening earlier on, people drop their car before going to work, and then so just by doing that, that's a niche already.
Yeah, that's a simple niche.
Okay, now you also talk about giving guarantees to your products and services, and that's also another marketing strategy. So why aren't most companies doing that, or are fearful or scared of doing that?
It's very common, because if you offer a guarantee, for example, in overseas it's very common. If you buy a stuff, you can get a 14 days money back guarantee if I don't like the product. In Malaysia context, people worry that if I offer this, people come back and rip me up. It's very common. But my suggestion is don't really worry, because in many cases you are expecting genuine buyers. All right, and giving a guarantee give confidence to your target audience. People, let's say, in the middle of deciding between whether I want to buy or don't want. All right, and just because you give that assure of confidence and guarantee, and people will just, okay, I buy. If anything doesn't work out, I can still return. But if you have very high confidence on your own product and services,
and you should,
you should, and people won't do that because if I buy the product, I really need the product. All right. So don't worry. Guarantee is a good strategy to improve relationship between you and your customer. And it is a sales contract, because whatever guarantee is written by you. All right. The T&C is written by you. So you just need to offer whatever you feel is right for your customer.
Okay. So that's not just products, but services as well.
Yes.
What are some ways you can guarantee your services, like in terms of what you do even?
All right. For example, sometimes we conduct training, and we will ask our clients, for example, that you may want to sign up for our 2-day workshop, for example. Then, if you are not happy with our whatever content we are delivering, we give you a money back guarantee. So probably by day 1, by lunchtime, whatever we have delivered over the morning, you are not happy with, we will refund you 100%.
Okay.
So something like this.
Okay, so just simple sort of guarantees, assurances as well. And you also discussed the different steps in marketing. There were 5 different steps. What are these steps? All
right. Commonly, if you look into a business, the ultimate goal is you want to make profits. All right. And before you have profits, you need to generate sales. And in order to have sales, you need to have customer. So profit, sales, and customer are the outcome from your business. So these are the output, then you need inputs. The 5 steps are the inputs. So the first step is, in order to generate customer, you need to have 2 things. Number 1, what we call lead generation. Leads is meaning that you're finding prospect. So there are many ways to find prospect, as conventionally as you want to give flyer, you want to blast SMS, blast email, or in the modern way, you want to use social media marketing, Facebook and stuff. So to let your target audience know what you are doing, what you are offering. So after I understand what you do, I saw your advertisement, doesn't mean that I will automatically become your customer. So you just become my leads. You call in, you walk into my shop, it's a leads. Second, you need to have a separate strategy called conversion. How do you convert these leads into your buying customer? And my suggestion is you may want to have as simple as a guarantee and a product that easy to buy. The leap is so small that people can just pay a small fee just to try you out. All right? And for example, you want to make your product is easy accessible. The payment mode is simple. So these are all simple strategies that you can do for converting. So you have leads, you convert the customer, then they become your customer. The third step is after you have acquired a customer, you will want a customer to come back repeatedly. So they become your returning customer. So in order to do so, certain company, they will offer like membership program. They will offer like you buy 10 times, I give you 1 time free. All this kind of repetitive, encourage people to come back more. All right, or you purchase with purchase. All right. So third step is this. The fourth step is when people come back and buy something, you want them to buy a little bit more. All right. For example, I have already bought a 10 ringgit product from you, and how do you encourage me to spend another 1 ringgit with you? Addition 1 ringgit. So, for example, you can go the example in my book, I quoted McDonald's. Very simple, people go to McDonald's. The actual product you want is the burger. But many people ended up buying value meals. Why you buying value meal? Because you have 3 items and it make it very valuable. All right? So people buy value meal. But McDonald's don't stop there. So the number one strategy they use is what they call bundle. They 3 in 1, how many product in 1, bundle up. Second, they will upsell you. So McDonald's commonly, they will ask you, do you want to add 1 ringgit to go for a larger soft drink or fries? So let's say you bought a product for 10 ringgit and I ask you to top up 1 ringgit. 1 ringgit to consumer is a small amount. But if you look at the business side, I sold you a product for 10 ringgit. I ask you to top up 1 ringgit. I just increase a net 10% sales. All right, from 10%, the business aspect. So if you just imagine that there's an outlet can do 1 million sales a month, how much is 10%? Right, it's a lot of money just by a simple gesture. So it's always upselling.
Right.
Now that is where you generate revenue, enough sales. And the last step is about profits. So in business, it's very important when you control on your profit margin. Do you have enough margin in the end for your end bottom line, the profits? So you must able to calculate your margin very well. For example, you should not wastage the controlling of your OT, the controlling of your staff, all this kind to improve your profit margin. So these are my generic 5 steps of marketing.
I'm here with Leow Leik Hong talking about his book, Small Fish Conquering the Big Pond. We'll continue this discussion right after this in Raise Your Game, BFM 89.9. You're listening to Raise Your Game. Good morning, Freda Liu here. I'm here with Leow Leik Hong talking about his book, Small Fish Conquering the Big Pond. One of the things that you also talk about in your book is fun, right? It's suggested to create ideas. Now, can fun be applied for every industry or company?
I would suggest yes, because in today modern business environment, fun is pretty much attractive to the young generation. So because you are employing Generation Y, the millennium are coming to the workforce very soon. So this group of people like to work in the fun environment. Everyone like to work for Google. All right. So if you are working in a very conventional business, you might not attractive talent, number one. Number two, all your biggest consumer, the customer, is going to from Gen Y and Millennium as well. And this group of customer also want to have fun. So fun in the business environment, you don't have to be like Google, but you just have to make your buying process a little bit fun. All right. How do you interact with your customer? Do you attract people to come into your shop? They will bring out their own phone and selfie, take a photo of your product, do all this kind of thing. One way, you make the customer involved in whatever you are doing. Second, it is a free advertisement because people take selfie, check into your place. It costs nothing to you. and the customer happily do so. And just imagine the exposure. So there are a lot of businesses today in Malaysia. We are doing that. We are happily doing in restaurant, in cinema, in anywhere we go. We tend to check in, take photo, selfie. It's very common, and you just need to have a gesture and encourage your customer to do so.
I'm just thinking, okay, you're saying you should have fun, but I'm thinking of a law firm. Fun in a law firm. Then again, I've met some lawyers who do have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now how do you train your sales team to think the same way?
All right. I think as a business owner, you have to have the company culture. You as the boss, as the manager, you got to cultivate the culture of having fun, creativity in your environment. Then you apply the same tools to your sales team, or not even your sales team, the whole entire company. Because even though your receptionist represent the company, I walk into the company, I walk into your shop, the first person to attend to me, if he is boring or she is boring, you spoil the whole experience. So the first people who attended to the customer, even someone who pick up the call, have to sound a little bit fun.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where constantly training, brainstorming, and sharing the business culture, the organization culture to the team are important. All right.
Okay. What about social media? What are some things we can do with social or online media?
All right. In social media, the commonly quoted in my book, I recommended 5 platforms.
Yeah.
Why we want to be present on social media? First of all, Internet has become part of our life, and we are going very, very mobile these days. And having a website or a blog sometimes may not be enough, because website and a blog is a one-way traffic.
Yeah.
Your customer is not responding publicly, so someone may not seem to be interactive well with you. So Facebook coming very handy, since we have, I think, Malaysia, we have half of our population are in Facebook. So Facebook is one of the platforms that you want to create a landing page. Landing page meaning that if I go to Google and search on your name, something about you will pop up on the internet. So commonly a landing page will be website, blogs. But now you can add on to social media platform like Facebook. You can create a company page, then where you can interact constantly with your client. You have Twitter, people who can follow you, and you have very quick updates. Now people, and in Malaysia, contact is sometimes the news travel faster on Twitter than the actual news itself. All right, and if you are in a visual kind of business, YouTube is important because YouTube you can record a video uploaded. And today, even though on today, you don't need to record a few minutes video. Today, they call micro video. You just need to record 10, 15 seconds, some short video, uploaded, and you get people to respond. May it be a product demo, may it be a customer testimonial. This is going to add a lot of variety and fun into your online content. And the fourth one I quoted is Pinterest. Pinterest is something really cool. It is something like Twitter, but in the context of image. So you will have a beautiful photo that you like to upload into the social media. Pinterest will be a very good platform. For example, if you are running a tourism industry, all right, so you go and take all the nice, beautiful places of, let's say, Italy. You take all the scenery, you take the food, you take all the interesting part about and you upload into your Pinterest, and people will follow you just because I like photo. I like beautiful photo. All right. And lastly, is linking. Linking is also a very, very powerful tool for professional. Certain industry, like you mentioned, lawyer, architects, doctor, they are not allowed to advertise.
Yeah.
So linking serves as a very, very good tools for these people to share your professional knowledge. All right, you don't have to advertise that I'm a cardiologist. This is what I do. You don't have to. All you need to do is I'm a cardiologist. When come to heart attack problem, these are the 5 steps I recommend you to do.
Right.
All right. So you use a different way to share your expertise.
Yeah.
So this is a very good tool prior to website.
Okay. Now you quoted Steve Jobs and how he talked about saying no to 1,000 things, right? Can you elaborate on that?
All right. Steve Jobs, first of all, is my idol of entrepreneur. Yeah. And what I like about Steve Jobs and Apple is they are very focused. They only do one thing at a time. And to his quote on this is, you have to get rid for 1,000 good ideas.
Okay.
And just focus on one great one.
Okay.
And put all your resources, money, talent, whatever thing that you have into developing one great idea. And the best example to illustrate this is how Apple focused all his resources to develop iPod back in the early 2000s. So iPod is just another MP3 player. So back then, there are many MP3 players available. But Apple stopped all his other product line that is not making money for the company and focused all his resources just to develop iPod. And in fact, iPod changed the whole world, how we listen to music. All right, so focus is the priority in what we are doing.
Okay, I was also in the book you talked about this ladder of loyalty. What is this ladder of loyalty?
All right, in the summary of my book, I quoted this concept called ladder of loyalty. There are certain phrases. How would you get your customer ultimately to become your raving fans? All right, from the first step is you got to identify who are your customer. So first step is what we call suspect. So who are your customer? So you must know.
Okay.
Second, what should you do to refocus this suspect into your prospect?
Okay.
All right, the second step. And third step, as I mentioned, you got to have something that allowed your prospect easy to buy. So they will first become a shopper, meaning they will buy something from you just to test you out. All right. Then, for the following step, you want to turn your shopper into your regular customer. All right. So this group of customers will constantly come back and shop with you, do business with you. Then you got to make your customer feel a little bit sense of belonging and exclusive. You turn them into member.
Okay.
So you offer special membership program. You have a special discount for group members. Then you want them to elevate to another level, what we call advocate. Advocate is a group of people. Now, they will go out and tell their friends about you. So word of mouth spread, referrals start to come in. So there is also a way you must encourage your member to go ahead and tell their friend.
Okay.
Right now, what do we do? Why don't we do a bring a friend program? You come with a friend, you bring a friend, or you get an offer. Something like that. And finally, you turn them into your raving fans. Meaning, once you become a fan or something, you will defend your brand. All right? So whatever you say, whatever people say bad about you, your customer automatically will defend for you. Because they become your fans.
Okay. So basically, when you go through the whole process, I mean, if you look at a customer, it's how you get that process. You got some customers, how do you turn them to regular? How do you turn them?
Yeah.
And ultimately, you want them to be raving fans.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, every step of the way, there's a process. There's
certain strategy to apply to.
So, but whenever you think of your customer, you always have to think of the ladder of loyalty.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Freda.
I've been speaking to Leow Leik Hong, talking about his book, Small Fish Conquering the Big Pond, and some great ideas there. You've been listening to Raise a Game, BFM 89.9.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To find more great interviews, go to bfm.my or find us on iTunes. BFM 89.9, the business station.